I was asked how to get the burnt edges around a graphic like this one that we have right here, and so I want to show you real quick how I do it. Now there's a lot of different ways to do it, of course, in Photoshop, but I'm going to show you the quickest way that I do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start out with just a regular old green background. This is the main color that I want, and then I want the burnt edges around the side. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a shape. So if we come over to our shape tool, we do custom shape, and then I'm going to go down and I'm going to find the one that looks kind of like a ink splat, because you know this is an ink website. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to draw that into our picture here. Now once I have that shape, you'll notice that both the new shape and the original background are the same color, so you can't really see anything. Then I'm going to take my original background and I'm going to double click on the mask, and I'm going to make it really dark so we can kind of start to see the edges come out. Then I'm going to go back to the shape that I put in there. Now you can use any shape. I like this one because it gives it an uneven feel to the edges. So now that we got that, we're going to go ahead and take our new shape and we're going to double click on it to bring up the effects panel, and then I'm going to put I'm going to use a drop shadow. You can actually use outer glow and play around with some different things, but I'm going to use a drop shadow. And then I'm just going to go down from the top to the bottom as usual, and I'm going to go and change the blend mode to normal because I want it pretty solid. I'm going to take the color that I'm going to use, and I'm actually going to make it the same color as the new shape that I put in there. And you'll notice, just let me say real quick, if you see these lines around it, or you have you know, any other type of extras that are showing you what the shapes are, you can get rid of those by holding down the Control and hit the H key, and it will just show you what the graphic actually looks like. Okay, so back over here, I picked the color of the main or the new shape. So I didn't use the background color, I used the main shape. This is a much lighter color. Okay, then I hit OK, and I'm going to go ahead and bring my opacity right now up to 100%. We'll play around with that later. Take the distance, drop it down to 0, and then go ahead and start bringing up your spread a little bit. Now what this does is it makes it centers where the actual drop shadow starts. And then I'm going to bring my size up. Now what you're going to see is you're going to see that we start to get the shadowing going on the corners. Now I want it to be a little more not so hard, so you got to watch and get it right above the threshold, about 50%. And then of course you can make it go larger or smaller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it about right there, because we're going to do something else with it here in a second. Okay, so pretty much that's got a nice burnt edge. Obviously it's in the shape of the shape that I put on there. So this is what it looks like without the new shape. This is what it looks like with the new shape and the drop shadow. Now again, what I'm going to do, put my border back up there, so I'm going to do Control H and take that off. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make the edges look a little more kind of like they're burnt just on the very edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my marquee tool, right click on the shape, and click Free Transform, and then click again, and I'm going to go to Warp. Now what this does is it puts up the grid, and from here we can actually push the pixels in the image around. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take my edges and just kind of push them out a little bit more to where they look good to me. So you know, you want kind of an uneven look. These are burnt edges, and they're not always going to be the same all around. I'm a very logical person, and so to me, I like everything, you know, equal on all sides, but that doesn't really look good for artistic side. So there you go. So again, you just click in the mesh in the grid, and you just push the edges out to where you want them. And then once you've got that done and you're happy with that, then you click OK, and there you have your burnt edges. And if there's some that you still don't like, you can again go back in there and free transform warp edges, and you can adjust them if you would like. Okay, well, that's it. So let's see, without the burnt edges, that's your color. With the burnt edges, that's your original shape, the new shape that you put on the original background. So hope you enjoy. Thanks.